Well, hi everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan or Tribe Fan 879, and this is game number 34 of the 1972 Roberto Clemente Race to 3,000 hits Stratomatic Super Advanced replay. Today, the Pirates and the Phillies finish out a series. Woodie Fryman on the mound for the Phillies and Luke Walker for the Pirates. Clemente is in the starting lineup today. If you don't want to know what he needs, please skip ahead a few seconds. He needs 76 hits and 279 plate appearances. So, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and get the ballpark check done. Another day game here I believe on Memorial Day, May 29th of 1972. So 1-8 good, 9-14 average, and 15-20 bad. And that's a 7, so that will be good weather. So 1-13, ballpark singles. 1-7 home runs for lefties and 1-3 for righties. All right, Luke Walker has finished his warm-up tosses, and stepping up is the shortstop, Larry Boa. And against a lefty tapper back to the mound, Walker retires Boa 1 away. Here's Terry Harmon, the second baseman. And against the lefty fly ball to center field, and Al Oliver retires Harmon 2 away. And here is Willie Montanez, the center fielder. And against the lefty bouncer to second, Dave Cash retires Montanez 1-2-3 inning in the first. And after half inning, it's the Phillies nothing and the Pirates coming to bat. So both pitchers today are lefties as Woodie Fryman steps to the mound. All right, and here's the second baseman, Dave Cash. And against the lefty, that's a straight single for Cash. And once again, the ominous hold of Woodie Fryman, as many Phillies pitchers, is a plus. But at least they would be even if they hold on all runners, because Mike Ryan, the catcher, is a -1 arm. So that makes it a negative +2, and then if you hold him on, it's -2. So everything's going to be even. So I'm still going to try to get a jump here. 2-6 or 12, he gets a jump. And no, that's a 9 and nothing on the 10. So he will be held on. Here's Gene Klein's the left fielder stepping up. Havoc roll for Fryman, nothing on the 10. Here's the pitch to Klein. A 4-11 against a righty. That's to the left fielder, and that's Greg Wheels Luzinski. He's a 4. 4-12. He might actually get to it. Yes, he's got a good read on it. Luzinski is an E12. And a 13. But the wheels fall off here. E12 left field. And yep, the 13 is in the 2-base error column. He would have made the play on an F1. So going to third is Cash. Stopping at second is Klein's on the error. Two-base error. Runner advances 2 bases. So Second and third, nobody out, and the Phillies are going to bring the infield in. For Roberto Clemente, nothing on the 14. Five and a 3. And that's to the right fielder. That's possibly better. Nope. Mike Anderson, he's a 4. 17 may prevent a run from scoring. And Mike Anderson's a 5, so 9 is not likely to be there. It is not. 4 and a 17. Still an F2, so that will get the run home. Scoring from third is Cash. Holding at second is Kleins. RBI for Clemente does not get a hit, but does put the Pirates up 1-0. Here's Willie Stargell. Nothing on the 8 for the Havoc roll. Four and a 5. Lefty struck him out. 2 away for Manny Sanguillen, who's come up in many a clutch situation. 2 and a 7. And doesn't need the Omega sign this time. This is just a straight-on single. Scoring from second is Kleins. 2-0 Pirates. And I guess you have to hold every runner on, and they will hold Sanguillen on, and he will not be going anywhere. I don't know. Well, let's give it a shot here. He gets a jump on a 4, picked off on a 10. Nothing on the 7, nothing on the 3. So he is held on. Here's Al Oliver. Nothing on the 8 for the Havoc roll. And that's to the shortstop. That is Boa. He's a 1. Let's see if he's responsible for holding the runner on. Okay. He is a left-handed batter, so yes, he is. So Boa now will be a 2 fielder. So yes, now we do have to roll the D20. 2 and a 16, that's fine. And a 10 and a 9, that is fine. And Boa will throw out Oliver. I should have a little more light on the situation. Okay. That retires the side, but the Pirates get 2 runs in the first inning and lead 2-0. And although sadly 2 of those runs would be, maybe one of those runs would be, excuse me, unearned. Okay. All right, and here is Greg Luzinski, whose 2-base error gave extra outs for the Pirates, which they took advantage of. And that's a ballpark single, 1-13. And Luzinski gets a leadoff single. He will not be going anywhere. Not being held on. Here's Pete Kogel, the first baseman, or Kegel. Help me out, Phillies fans. Is it Kogel or Kegel? And against a righty, struck him out First strikeout for Walker. Here's Don Money. Nothing on the 8. And that's a 1-out walk, and runners on first and second. Not holding any runners on. Here's Mike Anderson, the right fielder. Nothing on the 6. Here's the pitch to Anderson. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, double to 5. And would you know it, it ticks off the left fielder Kleins' glove. Scoring from second is Luzinski. Money was not being held on. Makes him a 15. Center fielder Oliver, 0 arm. They will send the runner from third. They will throw home. You will not try to go to third. So 15. 1 to 15, Anderson scores, and we have a tie game. And they do. So 2-run double for Mike Anderson. And this game is tied at 2. Here's Mike Ryan with 1 out, runner at second. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 7. And ballpark single chance, 1 to 13. And that will fall in for a hit. Only advancing 1 base is Anderson. Brings up the pitcher, Woodie Fryman, using pitcher hitting card number 6. He does have normal power. So they will let Fryman swing away. Nothing on the 3. Four and a 3. Ballpark single chance. 1 to 13. And that's a 5, and this is almost death by 1,000 ballpark singles. Scoring from third is Anderson. Going to second is Ryan. 3 to 2 Phillies. Here's Larry Boa, not holding on any runners. Nothing on the 17. 5 and a 4. That's to the center fielder. Yeah. Oliver, he's a 3. 20, that's going to be an F1. Or F3, I should say. F1 means that they advance. F3 means that they do not. 10, 6, and a 10. There is no 10, and all the 20s are F3. So everybody holds. Nice running catch by Oliver in shallow center field. 2 away. For Terry Harmon, 8th man to bat in the inning. And bouncer to second. Cash retires Harmon, his second base counterpart. And that retires the side. The Phillies come right back and get a 3 spot. And lead 3 to 2. Bottom third of the order due up for the Pirates here in the second inning. Pagan, Hernandez, and Walker. Jose Pagan getting the start at third for Richie Hebner. And against the lefty, ball's top to second base, and Harmon throws out Pagan one away. Here's Jackie Hernandez. And that's me dropping the dice. So now an official game is, it's never an official game until the dice get dropped. And that swung on and missed, struck him out. Second strikeout for Fryman. 2 away, and that brings up the pitcher, Luke Walker. And the dice get stuck. Two and a 9. And that's a weak grounder to first, and Kogel will take it to the bag himself. And that will retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates here in the second. Going to the top of the third, they trail 3-2. Montanez, Luzinski, and we'll call him Kegel. All right, here's Montanez. Grounded out his first time up. And that's trouble. 1-17. That's a double, leadoff double for Willie Montanez. And if this continues, then Bruce Keeson is loosening in the bullpen. He is their long man. Here's Luzinski, singled his first time up. Nothing on the 16. And that's a fly ball to left field. That's Gene Klein's. He's a 4. Nope, that'll fall for a hit. On an 8, yeah, 1-11 on a 4-fielder is a hit. That, thankfully, is just a single 2 stars. Though that will score a run. And Klein's is an E14 and an 8. There is no 8, so that will be fall for a single. Montanez races home, and that will be 4-2. Gives up another run here. That might be curtains for Walker. Here's Kegel. Nothing on the havoc roll on the 20. Six and a 10 righty. Fly ball to left field, and Klein's camps under it. 1 away for Don Money. Walked his first time up. Nothing on the 4. Two and an 11. Ground ball to second. That is Cash to Hernandez to Sturgill. Inning-ending double play. And that will retire the side. Going to the 1 run here in the 3rd inning. It's now 4-2. Phillies going to the bottom of the 3rd. Due up for the Pirates, top of the order, Cash, Klein's, and Clemente. Cash singled his first time up. Three and a 9, and not in a clutch situation, so that will fall in for a hit in front of the right fielder Anderson, and Cash is 2 for 2, and yes, he will look to get into scoring position. We'll try that again. And uh-oh, he would have got the jump, but the 1 means that he could get picked off. 1 to 7, he gets back. Anything higher, he gets picked off. And he gets picked off. So Murphy's Law on the bases for the Pirates. Not quite, but let's hope that's not the start. All right, here's Gene Klein's up with nobody on base. And that's a 1 to 4 triple chance. And that would have been an RBI triple if he would have stolen the base. So, 1 out triple for Klein's. And the Phillies play the infield back. They'll give up the 1 run that isn't the tying run. All right, Havoc roll for Clemente. Nothing on the 18. Three and a 10. Not in a clutch situation. But, once again, Clemente, ground ball to second. The only play is the first, and scoring from third is Klein's. So once again, Clemente, RBI without getting on base, has 2 out of the 3 RBIs for the Pirates, and it's now 4 to 3. Bases are empty, 2 outs for Stargell. Five and a 10. Shortstop chance for Boa. Don't need to roll the D20. Nobody on base. E10. 10 and a 12. No 12, so Boa will retire Stargell, and that retires the side. The Pirates get the run back, but still trail 4 to 3. All right, and Walker, this is his point of weakness inning, so yeah, top of the 4th. And he could potentially come out. Nah, well, we'll see. Anderson, Ryan, and Fryman do up here in the top of the 4th. And 6 and a 6. Just a bit outside, ball forward. Anderson has reached base twice today. There's Mike Ryan. Nothing on the Havoc roll on the 11. And here's Luke Walker facing Mike Ryan. 3 and an 11. Ground ball to third. That is Pagan to Cash to Stargell. Double play. Just what the doctor ordered if you're a Pirates fan. 2 away and bases empty for Woodie Fryman. Right-handed hitter. And we will... One and a 7. Ground ball to Jackie Hernandez, and he throws out Fryman, and that retires the side. So Walker gets leadoff walk and then retires the other 2 in order. And Fryman will face Sanguian, Oliver, and Pagan here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Sanguian, RBI single his last time up. And that's a 1 to 6 double chance, single the rest. And that's a single for Manny Sanguian. They have to try. All right. And once again, Fryman has a good move. 1-3, Sanguian gets back, or else he's picked off his second runner of the game. And he has picked off his second runner of the game. So maybe they will think twice about running. Here's Al Oliver. Base is empty, 1 out. As Billy Bean said in Moneyball, I pay you to get on first, not to get thrown out at second or picked off on first. And that's a ground ball to second. And that would have moved the runner to second base anyways. 2 down, and here's Jose Pagan. Six and an 8, and that will be fun for Pirates fans. 1-4 triple chance. That's a double for Jose Pagan. And they will intentionally walk. Actually, no, they won't. They will not intentionally walk because Jackie Hernandez is terrible, just as Luke Walker is. So if there's anybody with any substance, they probably would have walked him. So no, they will not walk Jackie Hernandez. All right, Havoc roll. Nothing on the 17. And 3 and a 5 struck him out, and that retires the side. Poor base running does the Pirates in again in this 4th inning, and we go to the top of the 5th. This will be the last inning for Walker as he is due up first in the 5th inning. He has faced 18 batters. So once again, he will start with the top of the order, Boa, Harmon, and Montanez. Three and a 3 against the lefty. Ground ball to second. And Boa is retired for the 3rd time today. 1 away. And here's Terry Harmon. Twice flew out and ground out, so he's 0 for 2. 6 and a 4. Ground ball to third. Pagan, he is a 4. 18 is, we'll get to it. E39 for Pagan. And a 6. Oh boy. E39. 6. He throws it in the dugout. And going to second is Harmon. Really want Walker to get out of this inning. Can't really allow. All right, they'll let him pitch to Montanez. Nothing on the 16. And swung on and missed, struck him out. 2 away, and here's Greg Luzinski, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And they will intentionally walk Luzinski to get to Cagle. They would rather let Cagle beat him than Luzinski. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 12. So that does not count against his point of weakness because it was unintentional. Actually, none of these would have. 2 and a 7 struck him out. So good move by the Pirates to walk Luzinski to let Cagle beat him. All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th, and we will get a pinch hitter for Walker as he has pitched his 5 innings. Let's see here. Rennie Stennett will pinch hit for Luke Walker, and Bruce Keeson is loosening in the bullpen. He will come into the game and pitch in the top of the 6th. All right, bottom of the 5th, Pirates trail 4-3, and here's Rennie Stennett to lead off. And that's hit the tough play for the third baseman. That's Don Money. He's a 2. 2 and a 1 that will skip off of him. 10, 2 and a 1. That's a hit. Let's see, Money is a 11 and a 10. There should not be a 10 there. There is not. So Stennett reaches on a hit. They will hold Stennett on, but he will not go anywhere after 2 players get picked off. Fryman's, they have a +3 hold, but he's got his good move going today. Here's Dave Cash. They're not expecting a bunt. He'd be a C bunter. Actually, I think we're going to go with the hit and run. All right, let me make sure I got the pitcher. All right, Havoc roll first. Nothing on the 4. All right, it would be a, B hit and run. Oops, sorry. We'll get this straight around here. All right. B hit and run for Cash. Okay, B, and because this is a 3 on the white die, you read off of the hit and run chart, which is here. So B and a 7. Batter misses pitch. So Stennett. Oh boy, hold on. I'm gonna have to read the rules on it. I know this in advanced. This is easy. Let's see what I have to do in super advanced. All right, hold on. Timeout. Rule 19 is nice enough. 19.8 is nice to let you know that you can go for a good lead or a bad lead. Okay, so if he gets the 5 or a 6, then I guess you don't even get a chance to get the pick off. I'm just going to roll the 2 D6s. If you get a 5 or a 6, he gets the first digit here on the 13. If I don't, then he gets the second digit, which is a 7. All right. He gets the 5, so he gets the good lead. So 1 to 13, he can still steal second. That's easy for me to say. Here's the throw to second. And he's in just ahead of the tag. So Stennett steals second. As cars outside rejoice. So stolen base for Stennett. Did have 4 on the year. And Cash's at-bat will continue, and they will hold him on at second. I did not try to get a good lead there. That was allowed for me to get the good lead there. So the rules, I'll take a quick aside here. Let's take it. For Super Advanced, if you get one of those, if you've already attempted to get the good lead before you decide to hit and run, you cannot try to get a good lead again. Then you have to go to the second number. Read Rule 19.8 if you have any questions. All right, not going to roll a Havoc roll again. Here's Cash, runner on second. 555s, shortstop chance. Now, with runner on second and a right-handed hitter. Oh, the shortstop is not responsible. So Boa stays a 1. I will need to roll this to make sure that I don't think he can go anywhere, but I will just roll it anyways. 1 and a 12. That'd have been a G1. E10 for Boa. And an 8. There is no 8, so G1, runner on second. So the right is hit the first or second, batter's out. Shortstop, pitcher, and catcher, you get to decide. So it's essentially you can try to throw out the runner going to third. It's running speed of Stennett. He's a 12. Ooh. 45% chance, or it's running speed -4 plus fielder's range, which is a 1. So it'd be 1 to 9. Or you can take the sure out and the runner advances, and I think that's what we'll do. So Boa will throw to first. There was a 1 out. We might take a chance, but not with nobody out, and try to give up a big inning. So Cash grounds out. Stennett moves to third. And the infield will be drawn in for Gene Kleins. Nothing on the 13. Three and a 9. And that's ripped into center field, and Kleins ties the game at 4. And here's Roberto Clemente, 0 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Go figure. Nothing on the 19. Three and an 8. And there's a base hit for Clemente. Going to third is Kleins. And the Phillies may be looking to get bullpen action. Barry Lersch is loosening in the bullpen. Runners on the corners, 1 out. 1 run already in. That's Stennett. They will not hold either runner. And here's Willie Stargell. 4-4 game. Runners on the corner, so they will bring the infield in for Stargell. One and a 6. And that ball is high. That ball is deep. And to take a line from Harry Doyle, you're going to need a ticket to catch that one. Goodbye. Home run for Willie Stargell as he puts that one way deep into the Three Rivers stands. 3-run homer for Stargell. And as Jeffrey Guterman would say, that's as clean as a baby's bottom. 1-6 against the lefty. And that's clean out of here. And that will do it for Woodie Fryman. Barry Lersch is going to come into the game and try to stop the bleeding, as the Pirates have put up 4 in the inning and lead 7-4. All right, and finishes his warm-up tosses. Here's Manny Sanguillen, 2 for 2 on the day. And have to switch over to the right-hand side of the card, and that's a weak ground ball to second. And Harmon retires Sanguillen, 2 down. 7th man to bat in the inning is Al Oliver. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, the Pirates lead 7-4. 4 and a 9. Single to 4. Not 14. So that's a line drive to the first baseman. And that retires the side. But a nice hand for the Pirates here as they put up a 4 spot and lead 7-4 going to the top of the 6th. And I don't think this will be Keeson time. I think they're going to go to Luke Walker. No. Oh. I think the shorter innings you want to go to Walker. Or Miller, not Walker, to Miller. Bob Miller is going to come into the game. He will likely just pitch the 6th inning. And then you might get Hernandez to pitch the 7th and the 8th and maybe Justy the 9th, or who knows, might get a 3-inning save. All right, so Miller finishes his warm-up tosses. I don't want to do a double switch. I could, but I'm not going to. Top of the 6th, Money, Anderson, and Ryan do up here in the top of the 6th. And that does not work. Four and an 8. Against a righty, that's not good. 1 to 10 triple chance. And that's a leadoff triple for Don Money. Pirates will play the infield back. And here's Mike Anderson. Nothing on the 4. Four and an 11 against a righty. Ballpark single chance, 1 to 13. That's a 17, so that's a, we'll say, fly ball to shallow right. Clemente makes the catch, and everybody holds. And the third runner on third holds. 1 away for Mike Ryan. Nothing on the 18. Three and a 10. And that's to the shortstop. I don't believe that scores the run. No, I guess it does. Okay. Yep, 3 and a 10 against a righty. It's a ground ball to shortstop A. And runner hits second base or short, then that scores the run. So scoring from third is Money, but there are 2 outs. And it is now 7-5. And you know, with we're gonna let Lurch hit here because you kind of want him to go a little bit longer. So Lurch uses pitcher inning card number 1. So Lurch only got the pitch to 2 outs. You want him to go a little longer. So Lurch will hit. 2 down. 4 and a 5. Lurch is a switch hitter batting left-handed. And that's a ground ball to the first baseman, Stargell. He'll take it to the bag himself. That will retire the side. Phillies get 1 back and trail 7-5. Going to the bottom of the 6th. And Lurch will stay on. And Lurch will face the bottom of the order, Pagan, Hernandez, and a pinch hitter. And Ramon Hernandez will be coming out of the bullpen. Just haven't decided who we'll pinch hit with. Here's Pagan. Six and a 7. Second base chance for Harmon. He's a 4. 13 will be fine. He is an E4. E4 and a 9. There is no 9, so Pagan is retired for the second time. He is now 1 for 3 on the day, 1 away. Here's Jackie Hernandez. And against a righty, ground ball to first. Cagle to Lurch covering 2 away. And Bill Mazeroski will pinch hit for the pitcher spot here with 2 outs and nobody on. Of course, this would be Mazeroski's final season in the big leagues as well as Clemente. All right. 2 and a 6. Popped him up. First baseman Cagle calls for it and makes the catch, and that retires the side in order. We go to the 7th. Pirates lead 7-4. Miller will come out of the game, and we will go with Ramon Hernandez. Pitch possibly the 7th and the 8th. All right, Larry Boa, who is 0 for 3. Also, Hernandez has not pitched in a while. All right, here's Boa, 0 for 3. 6 and a 5. And switch hitter batting right-handed. And that's a ground ball to third. And Pagan retires Boa 1 away. And here's Terry Harmon. Harmon 0 for 3, but reached on an error his last time up. 3 and a 12, and that's just a bit high, ball 4. And Harmon will not be held on. -4 is good enough for me. All right, so here's Willie Montanez. 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. Nothing on the 3. And we'll try that again. Three and a 7. Against the lefty, popped him up. Second baseman Cash calls for it and makes the catch 2 down. Here's Greg Luzinski. Oops, hold on. We'll roll the Havoc roll, and if it does, then this will stand. Okay, the 1-2 will stand, and that's a line drive to third, and that is all the outs that we need. So, stretch time here in Pittsburgh. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for your favorite team. They don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, so Lurch will face the top of the order. Cash, Kleins, and Clemente. All right, Cash 2 for 3 with 2 singles today. As Lurch starts his second full inning of work. 5 and a 3. Ballpark blast, but we need a 1-3 for this to be a single. And he just missed it anyway, so we'll say that's a fly ball to left field. 1 away. Here's Gene Klein's, the left fielder. Reached base all 3 times, single and a triple, and reached on an error. And ballpark single, 1-13. Not on a 15, so fly ball to right field, 2 away. Here's Roberto Clemente, 1 for 3 on the day with, or 1 for 2, excuse me. Sac fly, RBI ground out, and a single. And we'll try that one more time. Three and a 10, not a clutch situation, so that's a ground ball back to the mound, and that will retire the side. We go to the 8th, and here comes Hernandez out for his 2nd inning of work. With the Pirates having a 7-5 lead. They're going to pinch hit for Cagle against the lefty. Duran Johnson will pinch hit and stay in the game and play first base. All right, so here's Duran Johnson. Cagle was 0 for 3, and he does not hit lefties very well. And we will try that again. Two and a 7. 1-6 triple chance, or it's a fly out. And that's a 16, so it's a fly ball to center field. 1 away. Here's Don Money. Money tripled his and scored his last time up. 6 and an 11 against a righty. That goes to the right fielder, which is Clemente. He's a 1, so he will get to the ball. Now he's an E1. And the 13 is fine because he can only make an error on a 3 or a 17. So Clemente retires Money 2 away and just need a fly ball to the left fielder. Here's Mike Anderson. I don't want to pinch hit for him either. I mean, nah. So, all right, so Anderson's going to hit. 4 and ground ball to the shortstop, and 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies here in the 8th. Dave Justy is loosening in the bullpen. He will look to try to close it out. And Lurch will come out for the 9th. He has pitched 2 2/3 innings. Here's Willie Stargell, 3-run homer his last time up. That kicked Woodie Fryman out of the game. We'll try that again. And against a righty, 1-13 single chance. And single for Willie Stargell. Here's Manny Sanguillen. Not holding on Stargell. Not going to go anywhere. Havoc roll for Lersch. We'll say he's going to start his... Actually, no, he gets to retire one more batter before he gets to the point of weakness. Here's Manny Sanguillen. 3 and an 8. 1 to 4 home run chance. Not a 14. So a fly ball to left field. 1 away. And let's see here. Lefty, righty. And they're going to pull... well, we can't really pull Lersch because he's due up second in the inning. I think we're going to do a double switch. So Ron Stone will come into the game and play right field. And Chris Short will come in and pitch to the lefty Oliver. He's pretty much in there to pitch to one batter. And then Joe, well, actually, I think we're going to go to Joe Horner. Sorry, call that back. So Joe Horner will come in and pitch. Okay, so Lersch will be pulled. Here comes Horner. And Stone will take his spot in the order. And the pitcher's spot will go there. Okay, so Anderson will come up. All right, so Horner will face Oliver here after that loud out. Second reliever. And here's the pitch to Oliver. Havoc roll first. Nothing on the 9. You don't want Horner to get the Havoc roll on the 1. He's got a 70% chance for a wild pitch. 4 and a 6 against the lefty. And that's a single to center field. Montanez is a -1, so Stargell will just hold it second. Runners on first and second. And here's Jose Pagan. Nothing on the 3. So good column for Pagan. 2 and a 9. And that's trouble. 1 to 12, and that's a Earl Weaver special. And that ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is out of here. So unfortunately, Joe Horner just putting gas on the fire. Second 3-run homer of the game. This time by an unlikely source, Jose Pagan. And the Pirates have busted this wide open. It is now 10-5. And here's Jackie Hernandez. And 5 and an 8 against a righty. Struck him out. And Hernandez is, we're going to let Hernandez hit. He is pitch rating card number 2. 2 down. And we're going to let Hernandez go for the 3-inning save. Pitched 70 innings. 1 and an 8. And struck him out to retire the side. But 3 big runs for the Pirates as they take a 10-5 lead. Sorry if I said 10-2, I'm sorry. It's 10-5. So that's big insurance there, and Hernandez will try to complete the 3-inning save. If they get any base runners, Dave Justy is loosening in the bullpen if needed. And we'll let Ryan hit, and then Stone, and then Boa. All right, here's Ryan. 5 and a 6 against a righty. Bouncer to third. And Pagan retires Ryan 1 away. And here is Ron Stone. Three and an 11 against a lefty. Line drive, but right to Stargell. 2 down. And final hope is Larry Boa, who's 0 for 4 on the day. And against the lefty, he hit him. We will not play injury. So here's Terry Harmon. Havoc roll for Hernandez. 1-2 is a wild pitch. Not on a 20. And against the lefty, fly ball to left field. Kleins camps under it. And that's your ball game. Final score from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wins it 10-5 and be right back with the line score right after this. All right, final line score, 10 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Pirates, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Phillies. Luke Walker goes 5 innings and gets the win because he was the pitcher of record when the Pirates scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take a 7-4 lead. Woodie Fryman, your loser, and then Ramon Hernandez with the 3-inning save gets that. All right, the next game is probably a makeup game in Parc Géry against the Montreal Expos. Nelson Bryles and I believe it's Dave McAnally for the Expos. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video. It helps the video to be seen. If you want to leave comments, please do. Take any comments. And then if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever game you are playing, please enjoy it to your fullest. Have a good night, everybody.